So I'm Chris Stanley. I am the outgoing club president. This is going to be my last meeting. I had prepared sort of a goodbye and a thank you to you guys, but I got a little bit misty when I was writing it. And then when I was reviewing it, I got a little bit snuffly over the whole thing. So nobody wants to see me ugly cry. I'm going to write up something for the buzz and you all can read it there. But we're going to have new elections. We're going to have a new team, and the club is going to continue to grow and thrive and be really a dominating force around here. I wanted to take a minute to talk about the impact fees in Sumter County. I know that it seems like we're always talking about Sumter County and the villages and not Lake and not Marion, but that's because Lake and Marion don't do the stupid things that Sumter County tries to do. The impact fees are something that each developer throughout Florida pays to offset the damage that that development will do to the area, roads, that sort of thing. The villages pay significantly less of an impact fee than other developers do. And that's what's caused, in part, the tax increase that we had to have in Sumter County. We have new county commissioners. It was a great win. And they're working really hard to get the impact fees up to where they need to be for all of the new building that's coming in south of 44. Currently, in the villages, putting the impact fees at 100% of where they should be will raise it $1,400 per house in the villages. And, you know, I don't want to speak for all of you, but I don't think too many of us would have opted not to buy our houses in the villages over $1,400. Because in the villages, it's not about the house. It's about the lifestyle, right? We're buying into the lifestyle. $1,400, I don't think would have swayed anyone. But that $1,400 would have been available to pay for the things that we need to pay, and now they're looking at the taxpayer to pay. So outside the villages, outside the age-restricted community, the impact fee will be raised to about $4,000 more than it is now. And I sat in the county commissioner meeting Tuesday night, and I listened to young person after young person come up and say, you know, please don't raise the impact fees. I want to build a house. I'm saving money to build a house, and the $4,000 will prevent me from buying a house. So, as you know, I don't math really well, but I went and I played with with a mortgage calculator and made certain assumptions about how much they'll put down and you know what interest rate they'll get. An extra $4,000 on a 30-year mortgage is about $11 a month. And that $11 a month, if that's going to break these people, if that's going to prevent them from being able to build, they may not be ready to build right now anyway. But looking through and talking with other people there, most of the young people who came and spoke were in some way beholden to the developer. The county commissioner is having a meeting March 23rd, 7 o'clock at Everglades Rec Center. That's the big one south of 44. We need you to come and tell the county commissioners that the developer should be paying the impact fees, not trying to recoup money from our taxes. This is really very, very important. The developer will be there, his workers will be there. All we're asking for is some fairness. And so I need you to come. I'm going to be posting that on the Facebook, and I'll ask Dennis to put it in the buzz as a reminder. But I know that if you're reading the Daily Sun, you're getting an entirely different picture, and it just isn't accurate. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. club member brought this to my attention. I had no idea. This month is the 60th anniversary of the Peace Corps. And I've been told that many of our members are former Peace Corps alumni, and some are still involved in some peripheral way. The kids that are graduating high school this year or did last year, they had a pretty tough year coming out of high school. And a lot of kids now are looking for a gap year between high school and college. Peace Corps is a 2-year commitment. Talk with your grandkids about it. This is probably one of the best programs that this country has ever had. This is something worth looking into. So hey, happy birthday, Peace Corps. Let's go on. Okay, so we have a couple of speakers today, but the first one we're going to have is Mr. Josh Wheel. Josh is a candidate for U.S. Senate. He is running against Marco Rubio. He is here somewhere, I'm hoping.
Hello, I am here. My deepest apologies for being late.
Okay, I'm having a little bit of audio problems with you, Josh. But let's see if we can get through this. Are you driving? Are you driving in a car, Joshua Wheel, while talking? Okay, maybe. Okay, we're going to pretend that you've pulled over because, otherwise I'll just fuss. Josh is here. He is a high school math teacher. He is a father of 2, I believe. He is a progressive response to the nightmare that is Marco Rubio. And he's going to take a couple of minutes to introduce himself. His website is up. You will be able to learn everything that you need to know about Josh. So take it away, Josh.
But I am a progressive. I am running for U.S. Senate. We don't have anyone right now in the state of Florida carrying that flag and fighting for the people. Florida has so much need because of the destructive policies of our governors and our state legislature. And I am not sure that there is any way for us to untangle the mess that is Florida legislation from within the state. I think that we need a strong federal response and a strong federal infrastructure that cares and supports people all across our country, and that is the type of thing that can help provide for the people of Florida who are so deeply neglected across our state by their local government. And unfortunately, I did not see a strong progressive or anyone who is going to pick up that flag and carry it, someone who is going to go through the state and fight for the people to have Medicare for all, to establish universal housing, for a Green New Deal, something that programs that can change people's lives in this state, for privatization of utilities and utilization of broadband to ensure that every house has a stable internet connection, which we've seen over this last year is so important. The types of infrastructure that we need and that every American should be able to have in the year 2021 and is just not provided across our state for people. I live in Orlando, which is a nice place to live, and it feels like we have just about everything. And there are a couple other cities like that as well, but as I've been going county to county and meeting with people, it's not the same in Jefferson County or Taylor County. It's not the same in Immokalee. It's not the same in so many of these places throughout the state that need and are neglected. So I am running for them. I am running for the people of Florida to try to get rid of Marco Rubio and take out a representative who really only serves one Floridian. I think we have 10 years of evidence to back that up. So that way we can have an actual voice in the U.S. Senate. Hopefully, it'd be nice if the people of Florida had one U.S. senator that wasn't a national embarrassment. but even beyond that, just someone who can serve the people and fight for the types of legislation and infrastructure that we need that can improve everyone's lives. Because we have all the resources. The United States of America has every resource it needs to accomplish these goals. It just lacks 50 people in agreement to do it. So that's the quick version. Thank you so much. If you can still hear me, I guess I can answer any questions.
We can still hear you. You are coming out a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what your T-shirt says, Josh.
This is my union T-shirt. This is my FEA T-shirt. It says, it has the name of the union, and then it says, I've got 99 problems, and most of them could be solved by better funding for education.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. That's excellent. Okay, thanks for popping in. Because of the little bit of a problem we had here, if you want to shoot yourself just a real casual phone video and send it on saying, you know, essentially what you just said, I'm happy to share that around.
I would love to. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming, Josh.
My apologies. Have a great day.
Thanks, Josh. So this is very important. We normally, of course, do this in person, and it goes a lot faster. In order to make sure that we do this properly, and so everyone is duly elected, we're going to do them one by one. I'm going to be calling for a motion and a second, and then I'm going to ask the membership to use the chat box, 1 for yes, 2 for no, 3 if you feel there should be additional discussion about the candidate. So first up, we have Shirley Shantz. Pat, I've sent it. Shirley Shantz is going to be taking over from Brian Casey as VP of Communication. Brian has been instrumental this past year in a really, really weird year. And I, you know, again, people didn't really get a chance to know him because we haven't been meeting in person. My thanks to Brian, and we have Shirley Shantz up for nomination. I need a motion to approve Shirley. Ellen has moved. I need a second. Jeannie Hamilton gets the second. Thank you, Jeannie. In the chat box, if you feel you need further discussion, put a 3 for yes, 1 for no, 2.
There's a lot of people typing in ones for some reason.
I just told them to.
Before that.
Yeah, they jumped the gun. Okay. Shirley Shantz, congratulations. You are duly elected as VP of Vice President. And thank you to Brian Casey. Next one. Dennis Foley, who has been writing the buzz, will continue writing the buzz. He is also going to step up as secretary of the club, replacing Michelle Lupowitz. Michelle has been just an amazing secretary. We tease her, but it's true. We have our board meeting, and an hour later, we have the minutes. It is phenomenal. She's been a great friend to me anyway. She's one of the first people I met when I moved to the Villages. And so I need a motion to approve Dennis Foley as new secretary. Ellen gets the motion. I need a second.
Second, Mike.
Falk is seconding. Any further discussion? Give me a 1 for yes and a 2 for no. Congratulations, Dennis. You are the new secretary of the club. Michelle Lupowitz, thank you. We are adding 2 positions to do membership. Lydia Bush, who has been the chair of membership for quite some time now, has to be replaced by 2 people. She does so much. Lydia is a big loss to the club, but I'm excited to introduce Linda Sherrod, who will take over the data entry part of the membership. Linda, I need a motion to approve. Ellen gets the motion. And a second will be Shelley Newman. And put a 1, please, for approval. Looks like Linda Sherrod just voted no for herself. Too late, the ones get it. Nice try, Linda. And then the other part of membership is when back in the day when we were social, we would, we'd have parties. We always have pastries and that sort of thing. So Sue Blaylock will take over that part. Sue has actually been doing that behind the scenes for a couple of years. She's one of those really diligent workers who you just don't know is there because she's busy outside everything. But she's been an enormous help, so I'm excited to welcome her up. I need a motion for Sue Blaylock. Ellen gets the motion. I need a second. Sharon Solomon gets the second. 1s for approval. 2s for no. Congratulations, Sue Blaylock. Welcome to Linda and to Sue, and very sorry to see Lydia go. She has been really just such a big part of this club. It's really sad to see her go. Okay, Vice President of Programming, who is taking over for Ann Wade. Ann, again with this year, because it's been a non-traditional thing, y'all didn't get to know Ann, but I'll tell you this. When I was first thinking about becoming club president, my only question was who is going to do programming? And they said Ann Wade, and I said, I'm in. That's how much I think about Ann Wade. She, brilliant woman. And, I'm so sorry to see all these people go. Amy Jenkins, however, was precinct captain extraordinaire in Lake County. And she's going to bring all those skills and all that organization to this club. So it's going to be great. I need a motion to accept Amy Jenkins. Ellen gets the motion. Heather gets the second. I need 1s for approval and 2s for no's. So many, you get the 11s, so many. Okay. Amy Jenkins, congratulations. You're the new Vice President of Programming. And Ann, I want to get together with you real soon at First Watch. That's where we used to plan these things. It was great. Okay, and last and hardly least, Mike Falk is going to be taking over for me. Mike has been Vice President of Operations for the past year and a half. Again, if we had been meeting in person, y'all would have gotten to know him better. But he has been really an enormous help to this board. I need a motion to approve Mike Falk. Heather gives me the motion. I need a second. Almidi gives me the second. Give me a 1 for approve, 2 for no. And the ones have it. Mike Falk, congratulations. You are the new president of the club.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
No, good deal. I'm Mike Falk. Thanks for supporting me as the president of the Villages Democratic Club. As Chris said, I've been involved with the club since October 2019 as a VP of Operations. I've been down here in the Villages since 2015, January. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I grew up on union money in a blue-collar neighborhood in Minneapolis. Went to Minneapolis public schools, K through 12. I enlisted in the Navy after high school, and I'm a Vietnam vet. So not every Vietnam vet votes for Trump. My first involvement in politics, other than the voter, was a delegate for the Democratic Party for my ward in Minneapolis. I voted in every election I've been eligible to vote in, primaries, local, state, national. Most of my career was in IT, although when I got into the business, it was called electronics. So it's come a long ways. I worked at some large corporations throughout my career, National Computer Systems, which is now Pearson, Northwest Airlines, which is now Delta, U.S. Bank, I was there twice, Optum Healthcare, which is a division of United Health Group, and at AT&T as a consultant project manager. One thing you'll learn about me is I know what I don't know, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I appreciate the challenges and accomplishments of the people who came before me. I value the opinions and experiences of other people. I'm inclusive. I'm comfortable delegating. Chris is a hard act to follow. That being said, she's graciously committed to assist us in transitioning to the new board members. I don't come in here with any major visions of changes or anything. I just want to keep, my short-term goals are to keep us Villages Democrats engaged over the next year and a half and carry on with the things we've accomplished so far. My approach to most things is to work smarter, not harder, don't do dumb things, and make things better on my watch. And a personal goal is I'll strive to serve the interests of the members. That's, you're the club, not me. And be approachable and add value to the organization. I look forward to working with every one of you. Thank you. The next thing is the Florida House Bill 39, which is the NPVIC, which is a National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. That's an agreement among a group of U.S. states and D.C. to award all our electoral votes to whichever presidential candidate wins the overall popular vote in the 50 states and District of Columbia. I had to Google this thing this morning to figure out what this was. I've been hearing about it, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Anyway, it's designed to ensure that the candidate who receives the most votes nationwide is elected president, come into effect only when it would guarantee that outcome. As of March 2021, as of now, it's been adopted by 15 states and DC. These states have 196 electoral votes, which is 36% of the Electoral College and 73% of the 270 needed to give the compact legal force. As you might imagine, I'm sure the Republicans are against this. So now, apparently, on all these, what you'll see in the bottom of the screen is just take a picture of the slide, and this is, with your phone, it's always good to know who, to keep these for reference. But I'm not sure on Brett Haig, I think that's how you say his name. Chris, is he for this bill or against it? Did he submit this bill, or do you know?
Brett Haig will do what he's told to do by his Republican overlords. He is not a fan, no. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know. I assumed I saw that he was, I Googled him earlier and found that he was a Republican. So anyway, so anyone that this is positive for us, it certainly would have, for Democrats. So you can imagine that the Republicans won't like this.
Introducing Tony Ray, who's going to talk about death with dignity.
Tony Ray is a fifth-generation Floridian, born in Winter Haven, surrounded by an extended family whose compassion for each other established a sense of community that guided his entire life. As a retired building contractor who specialized in commercial buildings and custom homes in the Melbourne area since the 80s, he's now pursuing social issues he's passionate about. Tony's been married for 26 years. He and his wife enjoy traveling and boating. Take it away, Tony.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it very much. Good morning to everyone. My name is Tony Ray, and I'm with Florida Death with Dignity. We're associated with the Death with Dignity National Center, and we're also working in conjunction with over 12 other states that are currently trying to get legislation passed. I have a goal today to answer 4 main questions. What is medical aid in dying? How does one qualify? What are the restrictions? And why are so many people so passionate about having access to medical aid in dying? Legally speaking, medical aid in dying is an end-of-life option that allows individuals to legally request and obtain medications from their physician to end their life in a peaceful, humane, and dignified manner at a time of their own choosing. Simply put, medical aid in dying reduces suffering. Currently, there are 8 states plus Washington, D.C. that have laws enacted. In Montana, it's not illegal, but there's not a specific state statute. Oregon became the first state in 1997 to pass a medical aid in dying law. All the laws in all these states have 3 main requirements. First, the individual must be an adult of sound mind, and this is confirmed by 2 physicians. Second, the individual must have a terminal illness of 6 months or less to live, also confirmed by 2 physicians. And they must be able to self-administer the medication. Strict requirements written into the laws show that in over 50 years of cumulative data, there has never been a case of abuse of the law nor coercion of an individual. I've had 2 family members that I'm certain would have chosen a medical aid in dying option here in Florida if one had been available. In both cases, we were extremely grateful to hospice for the important and compassionate role that they played in the passing of our loved ones. About one of those family members, our Aunt Connie had marvelous stories to tell about her 45 years working for TWA. For most of those years, she ran the Ambassadors Club inside the Philadelphia airport. She had very enlightening and extremely entertaining stories to tell. Tells of people like Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. She always loved to see Hugh Brunner come into the club. She had a very funny story about Muhammad Ali, and her absolute favorite story was of spending an hour one-on-one with Billy Graham. As a spiritual individual and a person of fierce independence, Connie had expressed to us on many occasions that she wanted to be in full control and of clear mind at the time of her death to experience her own passing. But unfortunately, here in Florida, that was not an option. For the last week of her life, Connie was in such pain that she was medicated to the point where interaction was non-existent. Let me again say, medical aid in dying laws reduce suffering. Insisting that someone suffer to the bitter end does not come from a compassionate and loving place. Many hospice workers will tell you that they have experienced deaths that they wish that they could forget. I'm sure that many of you, if not all of you, have heard of or even experienced someone who's had a bad death. The question is, why should we as a society mandate that someone that's already in the process of dying suffer to the very end loss of dignity and endure the pain? Common question that we hear from these individuals is, if I can make important decisions all of my life, why can't I make this last one if I am of sound mind? The question I would have for you is, if you were in their situation, how would you like for your death to go? Medical aid and dying laws result in less suffering. I now have a couple of frequently asked questions I'd like to review before opening up the floor to any questions that you might have. First question is, just how many Americans are in favor of medical aid in dying? Recent polls show that over 74% of Americans are in favor of the terminally ill having access to medical aid in dying. Another question is, if a patient receives the medication, do they have to take it? The answer is no. Statistics show that 76% that do receive the medication do ingest it. They all will tell you that just having the medication gives them a sense of comfort, a sense of being in control, of autonomy. Another question is, since Florida doesn't have a medical aid dime, can I just move to another state? The answer is yes, but there are obstacles to that. Each state has different residency requirements in order to qualify. And also, you have to think that a person that is terminally ill may not have the time nor the energy to move to another state. So how can you help us? We suggest visit our website. You can sign up to be informed. We have volunteer opportunities available. We also encourage you to talk to your family, to your friends about your support of Death with Dignity. And also call your state representatives and let them know how you feel and inquire as to what their stance is. Now, if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer anything you ask. Okay, if there's no questions, I'd like to thank you for your time, and I'd like to thank Chris for this opportunity, and I would thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. We appreciate it. March is Women's National History Month. Looks like PBS has a lot of resources. I've been seeing a lot on a lot of the news lately, a lot of stuff about women representatives. I know that Fox News and a lot of the Republican pundits have, and especially there was one, I think it was Tucker Carlson, who said that women who serve in the military really weren't very deserving of praise or something. I can't exactly, I just read stuff about him because I can't stand to watch the guy, or I won't watch him. But, so this is appropriate with this Women's National History Month. So take a screenshot of this, take a photo of it so you can look at some of these resources. Okay, with this is kind of a catchy phrase, this premature demasculation. I know that 2 states here, Florida and Texas for sure, and I believe about 13 or 17 states have totally relaxed all their mask requirements. And all of our science tells us that is a Dr. Fauci and the CDC says that masking up certainly prevents this virus from spreading because it is airborne. So this appropriate premature demasculation, and I think we're going to see a spike, but who knows? I know that certainly with the COVID-19 immunizations coming out, that this will start to get better. The COVID-19 status in Florida, March through 2 weeks, from March 17th to March 28th, there was 81,848 cases and 2,073 deaths. I believe that overall right now, I think we've had like 32,000 deaths down here in Florida from COVID. To over 20-some thousand, I'm not sure. But that's huge. I know we've got 21 million or 29 million people down here, 21, I believe. But it's this isn't going away, and it's a really I think it's time will tell, everyone. So mask up, be careful, do everything you can to keep yourself safe and your family safe. Okay, this, everyone, is a picture of Chris standing out of the way to make sure the door doesn't hit her, as her words, hit her in the ass on the way out. So after 8 years of involvement with the Villages Democratic Club, Chris is going to take a break. So over the time I've known Chris, which isn't very long, I know most people on this call have known Chris longer than me, but Chris has worked tirelessly to further the mission of the Villages Democratic Club, the Florida Democratic Party, and Democrats in general. Her efforts are obvious during the most recent election. She never, ever seemed to not be at work. She was staffing phone banks, getting volunteers, offering advice to anybody that would, you know, she had office hours open on a chat line all the time. And I don't know where she got the time to do that. But she also provided her insight as to what I would ask her. I'd say what she thought was the outcome of races in Florida and across the country. And she's a pretty good prognosticator on it. She was pretty right on it. Chris has been our mentor, our sounding board, our subject matter expert, and our point of contact for all things to do with Democrats. Her sense of humor, her candor, and persistence has helped ensure that the Villages Democratic Club has been successful and effective during the time with her hand on the tiller. Chris, I'll never forget your closing remark from the first general meeting I attended up at Colony. And you said, you're closing out and you said, everyone go forth and Democrat. Chris, we wish you the best in your future endeavors. Please know this. Someone will end up doing your job, and that's me right now. But someone will end up doing your job, but no one can replace you. Thank you to all of us from the Villages Democratic Club. We appreciate everything you've done.
So this slide wasn't on my printed copy. I didn't know you guys were going to do this.
No, we wanted to keep it a secret from you.
I do want to tell you all the thing I am most proud of in my, 5 years of involvement with this club, which was the hardest thing for me to pull off. For those of you who know me, I managed to not cuss in front of all you guys during a meeting. And that was by far my biggest concern, because, as you know, I go off on these little tangents, these little rants. And for those of you who know me in real life, I am often reduced to one adjective, and it's an adjective I shouldn't use in the crowd. And so that is what I am most proud of, that I managed not to cuss.
Oh, fuck it.
Okay, everybody.
Here's Marcia.
Bye. Well,
I will write a formal goodbye, because you guys aren't going to make me cry on Zoom. It is not going to happen. Thank you for everything.
You've been the best, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Chris.
We'll miss you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
You've been
Don't be gonzo, will you?
Unlike you.
We know your phone number.
Yeah. Right.
There's gonna be a bit of a transition here. I feel when I first I didn't really envision this would be me doing this. In one of the meetings, someone made put the motion out there that how about Mike is running for president, and the comments in the minutes were Mike turned white as a ghost. and it's true, and then I made the comment that I feel like I'm the quarterback that's following Tom Brady.
Oh, dear.
You're going to do fine.
That one.
So, like I said earlier, I know what I don't know. I admit that, and I'll tend to. I have opinions, but like someone would kind of. A lot of people, friends of mine, they refer to me as kind of a Cliff Clavin. So I know a lot of stuff. And all of it's true, and 99% of it is worthless. So sometimes, I'll get that look from somebody, and I'll go, oh, I must have blundered there. So anyway, work with me. We'll get through this. Chris has graciously she's, you know, she said she's going to be available to help me, and I appreciate that too. And everyone just, so I guess we're kind of, if everyone waves so we can get a picture of the.
People have gone by. I haven't even
Mike,
Yes, ma'am.
to quote our president, don't worry, we are all in this together.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marcia.
No, we are.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you soon.